Good evening, everyone.
Hello. Welcome to Dysfunctional Quarantine episode number 12.
Good evening, everybody.
What's going on, John? We have cancer now?
Yeah, I got cancer. I'm soaking wet. I just got out of the shower.
Yeah, actually, I just got a shower too. But I know how to use a towel.
Yeah, I know how to use a towel too, but it's hot as balls in my house. I don't have central air.
Are you done?
No.
My kid's running a fucking air conditioner in her room when I have central air. And she's like, the rest of the house is baking. And I'm like, turn off your fucking AC because I ain't paying for that shit to run as well as central air. End of story. End of story.
He goes in and he pushes it out the window.
Yeah. Should.
That's fucking great.
But why would you pay for both?
Well, I would imagine that they kind of cancel each other out, being you got a thermostat running.
Yeah, but it's for the whole top floor.
Right. So if her room.
So when their AC gets cold, it turns off the thermostat that's outside their door, and my half of the fucking upstairs stays hot.
Gotcha. Does she know about cleaning her vents?
No,
I get you, bro. I feel your pain.
I'm fucking putting my foot down on that shit.
Well, if you're talking about that, then that leads right into what I want to talk about a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a Facebook conversation with, and I'll tell you who real quick. It went back and forth a little bit. Let me ask you a question. What do you think you need to raise 2 kids today and pay a mortgage and car insurance and health insurance and shit like that?
All right. Well, I'm supporting a fucking car payments, mortgage, electricity, gas,
right,
water,
yes,
and mortgage, everything comes out to about $4,400 without food shopping and without gas for the car
on a monthly basis, right?
On a monthly basis.
So the multiply that by 12, and so that's what 12 times 4. Let's just make it 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so
$50,000. 60 grand.
60 grand a year just to cover expenses, not including food. Yeah.
And gas.
And gas. So car, food, gas.
And my gas is free. My gas is probably $300 a month.
Okay. And clothing.
Yeah.
Right. And entertainment, incidentals. So you're looking at, and you have how many people living in your house now?
6.
6 people. Does that include your property taxes and your income tax and all that? Okay.
What was the second one?
Income tax and all that?
No. That. What do you mean?
Well, like at the end of the year, when you got a total out, okay, how much can you put away, and how much do you actually need to make ends meet for that house and your family?
Jesus Christ. Probably 65 plus food.
Plus food. So you're looking at, okay, so it's not unreasonable to think you need about $125,000 for a family of 4.
No.
Okay.
I know people live on a lot less than that. You know, people live on like 70, 75 grand a year.
Not with a family then.
They don't have a house like I do.
Right.
Yeah.
But what you have isn't unusual. In other words, you know, you're middle of the road America. You're not like super rich. You're not really rich. You're just like fucking making ends meet, really.
But my house up by you would be at least 1.2 million.
Okay, so fair enough. My house here is.
But I fucking moved down here to save on the property taxes, and the toss up is the gas and tolls. Right,
but okay, so around here, my house. If I put it on the market, I'm gonna say 6.
Yeah.
Easy. My property taxes are like $12,000 a year.
Minus 7,000.
Yeah, $12,000 a year. So I'm paying $1,000 a month just to have a house.
Yeah, I'm paying just under $700 a month.
Right. So that's insane shit, right? Well, he was telling me that these Congress people and these senators are making huge money. Now, a congressman makes like $174,000 a year, right? They have to make, but out of that 174, they have to maintain their local district office. They have to maintain their office in DC. They've got to travel. They've got to
their staff.
Their staff, all of that shit, right? Out of 174. So that's
they don't get expenses on top of the 174 for all that stuff.
What's that?
They don't get expenses on top of the 174 for staff and rent and bullshit.
You know, I don't know what. You know, it's probably specific to the states.
Right.
But $174,000 is really not a lot of money, especially to live a congressman's lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're making much more money doing speaking gigs and bullshit, right?
Well, they can, but not all of them do. Some of them come from shit poor states. You know, so I'm guessing it's not as it's not as much as it sounds like, you know. And this guy's going on about saying that, you know, well, they get like $600,000 in 4 years. And it's like, you can't count it that way. $174,000 times 4 years is $696,000. That's well into upper echelon society. Who the fuck is this guy talking about? It's not $169,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I'll tell you what, a competent school teacher's probably clicking in at about 175.
Yeah, I don't know about that much. If they've been there 25 years.
Okay, let's say a 45-year-old school teacher and a 45-year-old cop.
It depends what, in New Jersey, it depends what city, definitely. Okay,
my point is, it's not unheard of for them to exceed $200,000 combined income.
200,000, you would definitely have to be the principal, the assistant principal.
No.
Dude, I work for the DOE. I've seen all the numbers.
Dude, I've looked it up. I know some school I know school teachers, and some school teachers are making crazy money. Good money. I'm not saying it's crazy money. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I'm saying is they're making really good money.
There was only a handful of people over 200 in the last data I saw.
Teachers over 200. I'm saying combined household income with a cop and a teacher.
Well, yeah, but if you got two people that are working.
Yeah. You know, that's not unheard of. So I'm blown away by this guy thinking that $100,000 is so far out of his wheelhouse that he can't even imagine that kind of money. It's like, really? I don't get it.
So the highest paid teacher in New Jersey is making $117,838.
How do you know that?
Because I can look it right up.
Oh,
okay. I can tell you they're in Edison, and then the second highest one is in Paramus, making $115,450.
Okay, so you got a teacher making $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now there's only 10 of them making more than 100.
Okay.
But if like I said, if you're a principal, you can make 130, 140.
Okay. Well, my point is,
but if their wife's working as someone else as well, that's when the numbers add up.
Exactly. So two people, a 2-income household, a teacher and a cop, a nurse and a fireman.
I'm a fucking 5-income house, but do you think any of them contribute?
there are 5 individual bank accounts coming out of this house. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But the point being is that's not unrealistic money. I think that a lot of younger people don't see the potential there. They don't know what it took for their parents to bring them up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's
way more now than it was before.
Sure it is. And I'm guessing a lot of them don't realize how much their parents are still sacrificing.
So the average household income in New Jersey last year was $80,088 household.
So you're talking about from the cheapest bum living in an apartment household income
up to the million dollar fucking CEO.
Yeah, that's to me that. So you're saying the median is 88.
That's the median. So that's a good number. The average is not a good number because if you got fucking Chris Rock included and fucking Jay-Z making $1 billion, it's going to boost that average up. But the median is the middle of the number of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So below the median, I mean, how many people are in New Jersey? 7 million? I don't even know the number. I have no clue.
Stupid amount. But
let's just say there's 10 million.
All right.
I don't think there's 10 million, but there's 10 million. So 5 million are below the 80,000. 5 million are above the 80,000.
Now, what about a state like Connecticut?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
A lot of money in Connecticut.
Yeah, but how many poor towns are there where there's a ton of people piled up that will fuck up the...
Yeah, but you want to know something? A lot of those poor towns provide decent amenities to the people that live in there. So in other words,
there's 74,000 in 2017
in Connecticut, much smaller state.
So $6,000 less than New Jersey.
Yeah, but
while we're paying double property taxes.
Right. Yeah, I'm guessing the average people, and I'm talking about people that this guy would rub shoulders with, and even most people on the Zoom meeting later on. I'm guaranteeing their lifestyle is more accustomed to between 90 and 125.
I'd like you to point those people out to me because I would only.
I'm not saying
I would only
pick
three or. I would only pick 3 or 4 people in that thing that make more than 45,000. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man.
No, there's no way.
The point being is, I don't think that number is way out of line, especially for. What about household incomes with children?
No, well, it doesn't. Hang on, I don't know if I can find that. Hold on. So I'm looking at all the states. DC is 85. Hawaii is 80. I'm just reading the big ones. Maryland is 86. Massachusetts is 86. Utah is 76, which is higher than a lot of people. And Washington State is 79. So everybody, Missouri, everybody else. Mississippi is 43 household income. But what's taxes they paying? $300 a year for their fucking properties?
I'll tell you what, my dad.
I want to see what the lowest one is.
My dad in Vegas is paying like $600 a year in property tax.
Nevada is 61.9 average.
Wow. Well, I got
to. There's not as many people making good money as you think there is.
Really?
No.
Well, I'm sure glad I don't associate with those people.
Yeah, you know.
Wow, man. I guess it's a lot easier to realize when you're around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, me working at KPMG showed me a different kind of life. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, but when you out with open micers, they're all living with their parents, making.
Well, that's a whole different animal. Yeah. And I'm sure there's a lot of non-documented contributions going into a lot of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find 4-family households. I mean, you can look at poverty level, you know.
Well, that's like $13,000 a year.
Yeah. Well, actually, with 2 kids, it's probably a little more, right?
It could be, yeah. Well, they get more. At $13,000, the state's paying for your rent, the state's paying for your food, the state's paying for everything.
Yeah, like they talk about those congressmen making 174, right? You said whatever it was. Dude, they're not buying lunch. They're not driving their car very much.
Well, here's the thing. Some of them do. Because there's some of them that can't afford apartments and they sleep in their offices.
So the average cost of raising a kid until they're age 17, $233,610.
Wow, that's changed because I remember when I was
when you were a kid, it was $9.45.
No, it was like almost $1 million to raise a kid through college.
No, this doesn't talk about college.
No, okay.
Not talking about college until your kid's 17.
Just when you threw them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
family incomes including kids. Hold on. $74,000.
Family of four, average.
Median family income
nationally.
National.
This guy said something that was really stupid. He goes something about $174,000 for over 4 years is $696. That's well into the upper echelon of society, and that's upper echelon. That's kind of like middle. It's not upper by any means.
That's before tax.
Right. And that's what creates the separation between the workers and those. And I think the president, he said something about the emoluments clause in the Constitution that they frequently abuse. That's why presidents become multimillionaires upon leaving the office. One's got nothing to do with the other. That's that they can't take payouts for fucking turning on the country, like putting somebody else's interests over their own. It doesn't make that's not an emoluments clause issue. It's I don't understand where people are getting information anymore. They got fucking Google. You can look this shit up.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking it up right now.
I'm looking it right up on the Census Bureau.
It makes me a little nut. Look, my face is turning all fucking red over it. Yeah, I was like, what the? You know what? If you're broke and poor and miserable and you're not making enough money, I'm going to guess you're hanging around with the wrong fucking people. You know what? You need to be around money to make money. That's why I laugh. We're going to eat
this
the rich.
Is something I learned a long time ago is if you hang out with negative people, you need to get negative people away from you.
Well, yeah. It's crazy though. To me, if that's the case, why wouldn't every one of these swinging dicks run for office? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Run for office. If that's something that looks good to you, go do that then.
Right.
Because you know what? These assholes that are there are been there too long. 30 years. Like being a senator shouldn't be a career. You know what I'm saying? Like do your thing and then go away.
You could be a senator forever, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Just same with the Congress. You just keep getting elected.
In England, you can be a prime minister forever
if you continue to be elected.
Right.
But here's the point with the prime minister thing: the turnover is significant. I mean, they don't stay very long because the national don't take this the wrong way. The national complexion changes, and by complexion, I don't mean skin color. I mean your priorities and what's important to the people, but that all changes over time. So they vote people out that are more vested in their interests.
Right. But
I don't see how some guy who got in at like 40 years old and he's there when he's fucking 80 has got anybody's interest other than his own at heart. But they keep getting elected and elected. I don't get that. You know,
yeah, I mean, I'm looking at there was a guy that was prime minister for 20 years.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what.
But I'm looking through this list now. Margaret Thatcher did 11 years.
I think 2 consecutive terms is enough. Now, if you want to be lenient about that, 2 consecutive terms and you take 4 years off and you do 2, you can go back and do 2 consecutive.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a guy here that did 12 years. He did 4 separate terms.
You see, now that's kind of fair enough because you go back.
Can you do that in America? Can you, after you've done 2 terms, that's it, right? You can't go back at all.
2 more, you're done.
Right.
That's for president, but for senators and congressmen, they keep going back to the well.
But don't people vote them people in too?
They get voted in. Now, what was interesting is it wasn't always that way with senators. Back in the day, the governor would appoint the senator, and they would serve at the governor's leisure. So if the governor decided at any time that the senator wasn't doing what he wanted, representing the state's interests,
right,
the governor could recall the senator. But they don't do that now. They're elected. And that's another issue. There's 2 from every state,
Yeah. I know that because that was one of the questions on my citizenship.
See, so you have a better appreciation for it because you actually had to take a civics course.
Yeah.
None of these fucking people take a civics course anymore. I took American government and American constitutional law in high school as a senior and learned all about this shit. I couldn't understand how anybody could be against their own self-interests after that. You know what I mean?
But I think I'm back to the 174,000. Your fucking cup is green screening out.
I know. It's cool.
Are they allowed to do, like when the Clinton retired from being a president or whatever, got voted out, he's making $1 million for a speech now.
Well, you see, after the fact, and that's fine. That's earned money, but it's not on the.
Can you do those speeches and get paid for them while you're a senator? No, right?
No, I don't believe so. Well, you might be.
I mean, I'm sure you can't go talk at some corporation that's going to throw you some money for your election. You know what I mean?
And that might, if you go to like an educational institution, or it's a, I don't know, man. I think a lot of that goes under the umbrella of fundraising.
Right.
So maybe they're making contributions.
There are so many laws in England against taking contributions from fucking corporations and.
I believe that.
All the shit that goes on over here.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where corporations are running the show, and that's not the way.
Here's my number one gripe with how laws are made in America. You can put in a thing to get a law, and the other party says, okay, say I'm putting a law in to get John Hollywood a haircut every year, all right? And the other party say, we're not going to vote towards this law unless you put in a thing that says Gene Nagel's dog's gonna get walked.
Those are earmarks, and that's pork barrel legislation. What can
But in America, they do it all the fucking time.
I know we do.
None of that shit goes on in Europe.
There's very few clean bills that come through. And boy, when one happens, they go crazy. Hey, that was a clean bill we passed. It's like, come on.
Yeah, but there should be a clean bill every fucking time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How can you have a law that's, the law on blah, 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 and then paragraph 900 is, free candy for the congressman? Right?
The truth. It is the truth. There should be no bullshit. It should be straight up and down votes.
I think everywhere else, I don't know if there's any other countries that do that stuff, but I would imagine nearly everywhere else, your law is on this subject, and if you want to do something else, that you have to do another law.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. It's not how we do it, but that makes sense to me.
This country needs to get rid of the two-party system, but the amount of money that controls it, how is it ever going to happen?
Well, you don't want a one-party system.
No. You want it available to more. In England, there's tons of parties. Most of them don't go anywhere, right? But there's an independence party started like a number of years ago since I left, so I don't know a lot of the details. But half the ministers balked and ran to this party. So now there's 4 or 5 parties that control a lot of the stuff. There's none of this.
The Green Party, the Workers' Party.
Green Party gets people. The monster raving loony party gets voted in, which cracks me up every time I see it. They actually get seats in the MPs, And we don't have primaries, right? So you could have 50 Democrats running and 25 Republicans running, and they don't have to drop out.
Wow.
So
they all end up on the ballot.
If you're a staunch Republican, you don't, in America, the reason they drop out is they don't want to split the vote.
Right.
But if people don't want to drop out, is there a way for that to happen? Or if the primaries, that's it, that guy.
Now, the way there's so much money involved that you need to be backed by a party. You have to have.
No, I'm saying though, but if I'm in the Republicans, because who was that guy? Was it Ross Perot? Someone
he ran on his own cash.
Party. He came in second in the primary, and then he switched parties and ran against the guy.
Right. He ran as an independent.
Right, but I don't know if it wasn't the one where they were in the primary and then they didn't win it, and then they changed and ran against everybody.
That's happened. That's happened. It might have been Ross Perot, but I don't know. He was but he wasn't a Democrat apparatchik. He was an independent guy who was running on the Democrat.
I thought there was someone that didn't get in and made a run for it.
Well, Bernie Sanders wanted him to do that.
Yeah.
But he's a party man. He wouldn't separate. He wouldn't.
Biden is never fucking winning this.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it all. Sometimes, I mean, I understand it, and my sense of reason understands what it is. on a gut level, it's just like, what the fuck did you just do?
Rodma says you and him have the same haircut now.
Who?
Rodma.
Rodma?
Yeah.
Fucking Rodma.
Jessica says hello. Ron Weiser says Perot, the sucking sound of NAFTA.
NAFTA was a bullshit thing anyway.
I only know about NAMBLA.
Nambler?
Because John keeps trying to get me to, you know, he gets like a commission if you gets other members to join.
Oh, no. Oh, that's messed up. I can't get my screen to share.
What else is going on?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I work today. It's so weird working at home, dude. The fucking week flies by.
Really?
Oh my God, dude. I feel like I was watching live PD a day and a half ago, and it's on now again.
Oh, that's right. It is on.
You know, I'm not watching.
How are you dealing with not watching it?
I'm halfway through. I'm watching Billions, the episode of Billions right now. I paused it because but shows like Billions, you miss 2 seconds and you lose the whole plot.
Oh, wow.
You know?
What did I watch the other night? Oh, I watched Rambo Last Blood.
Oh, how was that? I have it on my thing. I didn't watch it yet.
Watch it. It's good. It's really
the last night I watched a ton of stuff. What the fuck did I watch? I couldn't even tell you. I was gonna watch that vampire TV show you talked about.
Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows. Very good.
But I plugged my hard drive into my Blu-ray player, right?
Right.
Right. All of a sudden, everything after V in the alphabet doesn't show up on my Blu-ray player. And what's fucked up is once I figured this out, I remembered I figured it out before. It can only handle so many folders.
Okay.
So when I moved a bunch of stuff into a subfolder, now everything shows up. So when it scans the hard drive, it's only got, like say 512 capacity for folders. So you lose everything. Every W, X, Y, and Z were missing off the list. And I'm sitting there going, I just copied that fucking TV show on there.
Did you go past the capacity of the drive?
No. Oh no, there's fucking 5 terabytes left on the drive. It's the Blu-ray player. When it scans the USB drive, right. It's only got capability to have a certain number of files in it. Yeah. So
that's odd.
Yeah, no, but I remember from before. Because one of my hard drives, I had a subfolder for TV shows, a subfolder for movies, a subfolder for music, and a subfolder for late night entertainment. And I did the same thing on this. I moved stuff in, and now I can see everything.
Wow.
So the Blu-ray player has a capacity, storage, search, whatever. I guess when this Blu-ray player came out, they weren't expecting people to plug in hard drives with 9 billion files on it. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm only at 10% of capacity of the drive. So imagine how many there would have been when I fill it.
Let me ask you this. Is it the file system on the TV can't handle it?
A file system on the Blu-ray player?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've plugged the drive into it?
Yes.
All right. Well, that makes a little sense to me. I think
that's how I play movies, because some of the formats, this TV has a USB port, right?
Right.
I'm thinking it sucks because it puts up little cubes of folders. So when you're trying to get to W for 5,000 folders, it's impossible. And second of all, it doesn't play some of the MKV files where the Blu-ray player can play.
Is that a Samsung TV?
No, it's a Philips TV.
On my Samsung, I have a hard drive, an HDD port on the back that I can plug into.
I have that too, but I don't like the way it displays the files.
Okay, I was going to say
possible. I mean, it would probably be better now because I've moved stuff into the subfolders.
Right.
But all of these are a pain in the ass. I'm yet to find one where there's a search function. I need a.
What about mirroring? Because I know my Samsung recognizes the computer as soon as I turn it on.
I don't want to have to deal with that at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
I want to just fucking press. I turn my DVD player on. It takes up 30 seconds, and I get a file list in alphabetical order.
Okay.
You know.
I know that it'll mirror
No, I can do that even on my phone. My phone does that too. In actual fact, it's done it by accident a few times.
Yeah. The file system just comes right up. It's a pass through.
I got a pop-up on my phone the other day, and it said, a device in your house is being mirrored.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, where the fuck is that? I'm looking at my phone. I'm not mirroring anything, you know? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There's two more weird things this Blu-ray player does. One, it alphabetizes the files with capital letters first, and lowercase. So you get A to Z in capital, A to Z in lowercase. It's not like your computer that knows a capital and it's
right.
So that's a weird thing it does. And the other thing, if you ever plug a hard drive into a Blu-ray player, it creates a folder called BUDA. Any device, you put a memory stick in a Blu-ray player, give it 20 seconds, there'll be a BUDA folder on the memory stick. And what that's for is downloadable updates to Blu-rays. Like when you get a Blu-ray and you can actually download features to it.
Right.
It'll stick it in that folder, so it assumes straight away that you want to put it on that hard drive instead of, because the internal is whatever size. So
that's got to be like Blue Update Access.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah. That one weirded me out first because I have software on my computers that it drops random folder names all over the place on the drive, right? And what it does is it monitors these folders and these files that are called AX27 blah 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 blah. So it watches these files. If you get ransomware on your computer, as it starts encrypting the files, when it hits one of these files, the software sees it's been touched, locks the hard drive read-only.
Wow.
So you do not get your whole fucking hard drive encrypted by some fucking piece of shit from fucking bumblefuck fucking Asia, and you have to pay him to get your shit back.
Now
it's a great piece of software. It's really simple and it fucking works, dude. You get 4 files encrypted on your drive, and then the software locks the drive.
Do I need this now that I'm running with Windows again?
Huh?
Do I need this now that I'm running with Windows again?
Well, if you don't have good virus software and you don't have, you don't run like malware bytes or fucking, the problem with viruses, and I work with that shit every day, is the new stuff. If you get hit with the new stuff, no one knows about it, And there's certain industries now that will get hit with the new stuff before Symantec know about it, before Microsoft know about it, because the industry that gets hit first now, electric, gas, power plants, nuclear power plants, utility providers.
We got hit recently where they transferred our gas and electric to a completely different provider. We never did that.
They did that to me too, but then I found out that the town did it.
How's the town do that?
The town can decide who their electric provider is. PSE&G, well, you have PSE&G probably up there.
Right.
I have, what the fuck it is, fucking First Energy, JCPL. I have JCPL. Okay. So, I got a letter in the mail from the town. Right. And it said, we're discontinuing the contract with this electricity provider. This is the new one. If you don't want to have the new one, you have to elect. Yeah. And of course, I just totally forgot about it. So JCP&L deliver the electricity, but the company that actually sells it to you is someone different.
Like Viridian or some bullshit like that.
My one is, I get dumb emails from them. They sent me, the thing that reminded me that they did it was I got an email the other day. It said, you've used 10,000 kilowatt hours and we've saved 4,000 hours from natural wind resources. And I'm like, does that make my bill cheaper? Why the fuck do I care about this email?
Well, you know what? We got a bill from a termination bill from whoever the fuck decided to switch it over, And fuck that, we're not paying it. We didn't switch it, and we switched it back to PSE&G, and I'm not paying a fucking penalty for that.
No. Well, you know what they did to me too? I used the budget, right? Because in the summer the fucking pool's going, and if these jackasses unplug the fucking air conditioner, the air will be going, you know. So my electric bill, the first summer month I lived here, I put the air on through my house. I put the fucking pool on, the fucking heaters going.
$1,200.
I'm like, this can't be that bad. You know what I mean? $777 electric bill for 1 month.
I had a $1,200 electric bill.
This was having the air on 67, 24/7, and having the pool running. And the first 2 weeks of the pool, it runs the whole time while it's getting its shit together. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you put it on at 8 hours a day. You know. So. Right. But yeah, $777. So I'm like, this is bullshit. So now I have the air staggered where it's on downstairs and it's colder downstairs in the day and it's colder down upstairs in the night. So. You know, and that made the bill $450. It made a $300 difference. Just those intelligent fucking thermostats, you know.
I have an air conditioner in my dining room that covers the whole first floor, and then I have one in the bedroom upstairs that covers the whole upstairs.
Yeah, see, my house is I had a whole addition put on the top half of the house because all the houses in the street that aren't owned by rich people are. It's a white house with a garage, and then the left side of the house has an upper floor. There's
a dormer, right?
So the stairs go up, and you can only go left, right?
Right.
But my house, they added all the right side.
Okay.
And that whole thing is master bedroom suite where I am.
Masturbation suite?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. Only when she's sleeping. But it has a jacuzzi. I have a jacuzzi tub. I have fucking 18-foot high fucking ceilings in my fucking bedroom.
Are wonderful to heat. That's the best part about 18-foot ceilings. Is like, that's all hot air.
Oh, the worst part is this fucking window.
Why is that?
Because fucking when it's hot, the sun's blazing through it. Like today, I didn't have the air on, and the sun was fucking blazing through it. And there's nothing to stop. You know, there's a blind on the bottom part of it, but what the fuck do you put on the top?
They have the fan type of blind.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Seen that?
I don't know how to I wouldn't even know how to get that up there, and I'd be scared to drill a hole and fuck that up because that, you know.
Nah, you wouldn't.
Dude,
have someone install it. It's a blind. It goes like this.
Dude, look at this. I don't know if you can see this. Look at this. You probably can't see it. There's a fucking light blaring. There's a smoke detector at the highest point of my fucking room.
Which is where it's supposed to be.
Dude, this fucking battery died on it.
Wait a minute. It's not hardwired in a house like that?
Yes, it's hardwired, but it has a 9-volt battery backup in it.
Oh, okay.
And apparently the battery backup is used very slightly.
Now, you don't...
I put the battery in this thing, you know, months ago, and I probably changed batteries in this house in 12 years, maybe 3 times. So
I hate to tell you, Paul, but if you have a room with an 18-foot ceiling, you should probably have an 18-foot ladder.
I don't.
A 15-foot ladder.
No, I don't.
Why not? Who changes those light bulbs?
I'll show you who changes those light bulbs. Hold on.
You need a cherry picker to end up going up there and changing the battery. That would be easy. You just one of those clamps.
Hold on.
And what happened to your headboard? It looks like it's all bent up over here.
No, it's not bent up at all. No. It's a weird angle with the camera. Okay. So this is what changes the bulbs.
Oh my God.
So you stick the bulb on here. You pull it up, and then you pull the string, and it releases.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a great thing to have.
Yeah.
And
the thing that sucks is these suction cups. You have to change the bulb so rarely. These things dry up, and then I'm serious. So you literally have to buy a whole new pole. It comes with all these different attachments for different size bulbs and stuff.
Right.
But for me, the one that works is this.
Oh, that's great.
All I'd like to do is maybe I should go on eBay. Maybe I'm fucking stupid. Maybe I can buy a pack of 5 of these.
Maybe. Or why don't you just go to LEDs and never have to worry about it again?
No, these are LEDs aren't dimmable.
Yeah, they are.
Not the ones that fit this shit.
Yeah, they are. As long as it's a standard socket, if the Philips Hue will fit that.
Some guy fucking sold at Home Depot when I had right now I have one out, so I'm not bothering with it right now. But I take the bulb to Home Depot and he says, "Oh yeah, check out these energy saving bulbs." Right. Plug them in. The whole fucking room is flickering. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Energy efficient bulbs do not dim.
No, I'm not saying energy efficient.
No, but I'm saying that's what the guy sold me. And I thought I was burning the house down because he was going.
Yeah,
I was trying to do the dimmer, and the thing was fucking buzzing, and the fucking dimmer was buzzing. I'm like, how the fuck does a dimmer buzz?
Because the light is feeding back. Okay, what you need to get are Philips Hue LEDs. They're a little more expensive, but they're dimmable. In fact, if you just buy the dimmable ones and you're good. I've got the dimmable LEDs.
How much are they?
Not really, not much more than
the bulbs that are like big, but they have
they're pot lights.
Yeah, whatever they are, I don't know.
Yeah, they're like floods.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've got them. They work great.
Well, they're only fucking $6. How much are you going to save on an LED?
Well, here's in my house, I have my ground is messed up. I have a hot lead that's grounded somewhere, and I can't find it in the house.
You want to talk about something that's grounded somewhere? Let's see how good you are, Mr. Fucking home expert.
Go ahead.
My smoke detectors, right?
Right.
If one goes off, they're connected together.
Right.
And they're powered. So if one goes off, the whole fucking house is going.
Right.
And it's very hard to figure out which one is actually where it's going off. Right? That's
usually it's the one where the fucking smoke is, Paul.
No, but I understand that. But it's this house isn't small. It's not. Yeah. Like one night at about 6 a.m. smoke detector goes off, right? And the whole fucking house is beeping. And I'm like, well, it's 7 a.m. She doesn't cook at fucking 2 p.m. So how the fuck's the smoke alarm going to go off at 7 a.m.? Right. I go downstairs. There's this big candle in the middle of on my coffee table that has a metal base, and I guess it's got a pin that goes up, whatever.
Okay.
This thing is flame throwing up in the air 4 feet.
Oh shit.
Okay. I don't. Who would ever invent a fucking candle that would do that?
I know which candle.
Got to the bottom, and it fucking was flame throwing up in the fucking wall. And I'm like, people are allowed to sell these fucking things? Someone left the candle on, and then it was doing that. And I'm like, what the fuck? But my question is, here's my question. I have no idea where in my house the fucking power for these fucking smoke detectors is.
Okay, what you want to do?
Is there a box, or is it hooked straight into the power in my garage, and I'm just not paying attention?
You're not paying attention. Here's what you have to do.
We'll go into some adapter box somewhere.
Pull the batteries on all of them. Okay, set them off. Then go down to your circuit breakers and shut off the breakers until it stops, and then mark that breaker as
the breakers are marked. I honestly I've not really looked if there's one that says alarms. I honestly don't remember seeing one that says alarms, and every year someone will plug something in this house and set a breaker off. So I mean, I've been in that panel a lot. There's a little panel in my basement, and the only thing that looks like it's on that is a sub panel. The only thing that's on that, I think, is the sprinkler system is on that.
Well, Michael, my point was pull the batteries.
But what I'm asking you is there, how many volts is going at the smoke alarm?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of system you have. It could be a low voltage.
Somewhere in this fucking house is a panel for that shit, or at least an AC adapter. Like, I'll give you an example. My doorbell, I was trying to figure that shit out.
Your doorbell's on a transformer.
There's a transformer. It's in my basement, nailed to one of the fucking wooden beams.
Right.
It's just there.
Right.
Like hooked into the side of a power outlet.
Right.
Beneath where it is. But, I didn't know that. And
now, is it wired into the power outlet? Hardwired? Or is it plugged in?
No, it's wired in, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is follow that wire back to the panel. Mine is on a little breakout next to my panel.
Yeah. But I don't know where these fucking, the problem is the smoke detectors in the basement are not hardwired.
Okay, that's fine. But the ones that
I'm saying if they were hardwired, I could follow the fucking wire
Right.
In the
You're not going to be able
I
to.
don't know where the fuck
It's in the walls. So all you do, like I said, pull the batteries, set them off, and then flip the breakers until they stop. Then you'll know.
When I click the breaker, how does that tell me where the panel is?
Not where because it's in your breaker panel.
So you think these are daisy chained and there's only one?
I'll bet you money that they're daisy chained and it's down in your panel, and whoever installed them tapped into a circuit or ran a circuit.
It has like a 3-pin connector, which I'm assuming is positive, negative, and the alarm. The third wire is the alarm trigger.
No, it's ground.
No, but they tell each other when the alarm goes off, so there has to be some kind of signal.
They're daisy chained, one to the next.
No, I understand. But if this one goes off, it's constantly getting power. If this one goes off, it must somehow tell the one before it to go off. Because the whole house goes off if an alarm goes. That's what I'm saying.
They're wired in parallel. That's how they are.
How does one detector know the one downstairs went off?
Because as soon as the circuit's drawing power, it sets them all off.
Oh, you think they don't use very little power at all when they're just daisy chained?
I think they're full 120, and as soon as once.
Oh yeah, if they're 120, then the wire probably does go to the panel somewhere.
Yes, that's how it goes.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Because if you only have 3 wires, you only have the regular options. Negative, you got a neutral, a hot, and a ground. Like in my kitchen here, I was going crazy trying to figure out how they wired the sunroom to the breakfast nook to the bathroom. And I figured it out, but it took some time. They ran a 220 line. So a 220 line has 2 neutrals or 2 hots and a neutral, or no, it's 2 neutrals, a hot, and a ground. Okay. So there are 3 main wires and then the ground in the line. So what they did was they ran the 220 line back to the switch and then up to the box. So the light that's over my head has 2 wires. The light that's next to it has 4 wires. So they just ponied leads off of that. And when you hit the switch over here, it turns everything on and off.
Yeah, the one thing I need to do in my house is I have one of those big microwaves that's over your stove, right?
Right.
And it's on a regular outlet,
right,
in the wall behind it, right? When that microwave is cranking, the lights dim in the dining room.
Okay, it's on the same circuit.
No, I get that, but
okay.
I don't know why lights and a power outlet would be on the same circuit, but I guess that's when you have a breaker by room. I guess that's how it works. But it's the next room. It's not the same room. But I need that panel downstairs, the sub panel, I need to run a wire up into my kitchen to power that microwave so it doesn't do that shit. I don't know if it's dangerous or if it's just annoying.
It's annoying, but it's probably putting a strain on the breaker. The breaker doesn't pop, but if you notice that and you go downstairs to touch the breaker, and if it's hot, it's time to separate those that circuit.
I don't know how I would do it because it's all in the wall, but I'm sure someone knows what
you get an electrician and he opens up the wall. Not opens up the wall, but he opens up
the wall in my kitchen. I just replaced everything. But
no, not the wall.
There's a wire going up to that outlet. If that wire is coming from the basement, he should be able to find it and then do it all in the basement without touching.
Unless somebody tapped that run.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think it is, because it shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I know. With my house, I don't even know who wired my house. I had an electrician come all day. He couldn't figure it out. Still charging me $1,200. Said he'd come back tomorrow to finish the job and never fucking came back.
Right.
Yeah, it's that bad. Dude, when I bought this house, you're going to laugh. When I bought this house, I have sconces in the dining room, and they had like switches on the sconce, right?
Right.
So if you turn the left one on, one bulb on the chandelier in the dining room would turn on.
That's fucking odd.
Well, that's why
that's a missed wire somewhere.
I have a neutral to ground somewhere in the house. Don't know where, but it's
so it's not directly connected. It's just the grounding is doing it.
It's grounded, yeah. So it's dumping power into the dirt somehow. I've alleviated most of that by switching my bulbs out to LEDs because I was going through light bulbs every 2 weeks. And if I had a storm outside and the wind was blowing and my pigtails to the pole swing, I would lose light bulbs like nothing. I switched everything out to LEDs. My power bill went down immensely.
Yeah.
I think I've only got, let me think a minute here. Do I have any incandescent lights in the house left? I have one or two light bulbs in my attic, and that's it.
What's the life of those if you've got them on the whole time? How many hours? 15
to 25,000 hours.
I gotta look at that. But in this room, I need the dim ones.
Yeah, they're dimmable. The only thing you got to watch with the LED bulbs is the heat sinks, because if you have a bulb with heat sinks on it, you can't put it in an enclosed fixture.
Well, these ones are sunk into the wall like 2 feet.
Yeah, no, they breathe. Those breathe.
Yeah.
Did
I ever tell you the story about how this guy fucking built this extension on my house?
No.
Sorry. So he's got this house that costs like $260, right? This fucking cunt wife of his. It's like, yeah, I want a swimming pool. Puts in a $28,000 swimming pool, gets a second mortgage.
Oh.
Now, wants a whole second part of the house with a raised ceiling room, with fucking double sinks, jacuzzi, massive walk-in closets. Wants all this shit. Fucking pays 100 and something thousand for this thing. Some crazy amount of money. The contractors fuck him over and steal half the money. Now he has to do the bathroom himself, which if you look at my bathroom, once you know the pattern on the tiles, once you notice it, you can see the guy got a couple upside down. But if you don't know it's there, you don't fucking notice it. But as soon as you see it, you're like, motherfuck, So yeah, so then he gets another fucking mortgage loan, right?
Yeah.
He's working fucking 800 hours at FedEx in Newark. So he's commuting from here to Newark, which is, further than I commute. But I've commuted further. But he's doing that. He's working fucking 1,500 fucking hours a week, right? I think she asked him for I can't remember the next thing she asked for, like an old sports car or some shit. He told her no, she fucked off.
We went past the limit on. We went past our limit on Facebook.
It says it's still streaming. I'm watching it right now. I'm watching it right now.
It's done on my screen.
No, just refresh it. I'm on it right now.
Okay.
No, Facebook limit is 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I see.
Yeah. So anyway, but so she fucked off, right?
Yeah.
When I bought the house, you know how you get that paper that shows what money goes to where for everybody? Like the left column is me and the right column is the guy I'm buying it from.
Right. Oh, he had that many liens?
He walked away from a house that was $400 and something thousand with $1,000.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haggled him down on the price a little bit, and he wouldn't budge. And then he tried to sell me furniture to make up the money that I haggled him down on. And he had he had like a really nice chaise lounge and couch in this one room. And he had a plasma TV in another room. And he had a Dolby 7 receiver with all the speakers all in the wall. And it's all nice, So I'm like, all right, whatever. Because I'm like, it's all wired in. It's nice. What's he going to do? Speakers out the wall and leave fucking holes everywhere? So I did that. And now I know why he wouldn't haggle down.
Wow, man.
Literally would have come out owing money.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
that's got to be one of the biggest fuckings I've ever heard of in my life.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wow. And this house is over 4,000 square feet.
That's nice.
Yeah. I got to fix the basement up. I haven't done the basement yet. That's the next one. I was going to do that with my bonus. This year I literally did half the kitchen. I did half the kitchen.
Well,
because
the kitchen looks good.
There was a flood from waste disposal pot. Flooded out. And I had solid oak floor in there. And I came down one day and all these pieces are bowed up in the middle of the floor. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I replaced, I had this friend of her brother's who's a plumber, put tile down, proper tile in the kitchen, fucking awful. They were all breaking, they were popping up. It was the worst fucking job ever. So I'm like, you know what? Let's fucking rip that shit up, and we'll put all cabinets on the side where the sink is. We'll put a new fucking counter with the really nice fucking rock granite, whatever the fuck it is.
Granite.
The new sink and the new plumbing and all this shit. All new cabinets at the bottom. The top.
And then somebody screws a hole into the water lead line for the dishwasher and floods it all out again.
No, it's even better.
Oh,
it's even fucking better, right? So I put a brand new floor in. It's vinyl, waterproof, right? Put all these new cabinets in on the right side of the room. New sink, the fucking granite counter, all new appliances on that side. Last thing, the person who does it, who I'm not naming on the thing.
Go ahead.
The last thing that the person does is they put the outlet under the sink to plug the waste disposal in, and they drill through a heating pipe that's in the wall that he didn't know was there.
And that's when you had the water everywhere.
Didn't have any water anywhere till it got cold and the heat came on.
Oh!
So first thing we notice is the fucking vinyl is separating in the middle of the floor.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And we started to, I pull out the dishwasher and I can see water going down behind the sheetrock. There's just a little tiny gap that you can see like a flood.
Right.
Well, the first time I saw it, I pulled the dishwasher out and I noticed that the silver metal pipe that goes to the dishwasher dripping minutely. So minutely.
That's what you thought it was.
And I thought that was it. So I fucking tightened that bitch up and I pushed it back. And then the floor started separating in all these weird places. That what was happening is the water was going under the vinyl.
Right.
And it was popping it. So we had to and so it warped the bottom of half the new cabinets and it fucked up all the vinyl.
So what'd the insurance pay?
So the insurance paid about $6,000.
Well, that's not bad. That's enough to fix that.
Yeah, it fixed it. It fixed it. You know what's funny is that, of course, since they got the cabinets, they don't sell that color anymore. Right? So the first set of cabinets I got were they were close. They were close enough. Same thing as the tiles in the bathroom. If you don't know, you don't see the difference.
Right.
Right.
But it drives you crazy.
So the one cabinet that it fucked the bottom up was the sink one, right?
Right.
You could see it was a bit the bit of the plastic or the wood that's on the side it bowed up a little bit. Whatever the side. I don't know what it is. Whatever. So I called the company. Oh, we make that, but your exclusive sales place is Home Depot. And Home Depot decided not to sell this color anymore. And it's tan. It's the same fucking color as half the world's fucking kitchens.
Oh, no.
So I said to the woman, I says, well, how the fuck do I get a new cabinet? Because I had the insurance money.
I have to order it special.
No. She says, I can't sell it to you. You're in New Jersey. And I'm fucking livid. And I'm like, I don't care how much it costs. Like, I got insurance money. We'll just get it. She says to me, but I can send you the frame of the cabinet for free. So
why don't you just have somebody freight forward it from out of state?
I was thinking about that. But the only piece they didn't send, you know, that in front of the sink, there's like a piece of wood like that, like a nice piece of wood.
Yeah, a dummy drawer.
Yeah. And then under it is the two
doors that swing out.
So the only thing they wouldn't send was that dummy drawer and the fucking doors for free.
Wow.
So we just we just ripped the doors and the thing off the other one, put it in. Were
the doors okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good then.
Yeah, the leak was in the back of everything.
Right. Wow.
Oh, and here's an annoying thing. This was on the old one that I didn't know about. Her mother spilled bleach inside the new cabinet, and there was a big circle where the bleach had just burned through. And I'm like, if fucking anyone does that shit again after we just ripped the fucking kitchen out for the second fucking time.
Wow.
You know?
You see, that's why I did my own kitchen.
Yeah,
I redid.
Well, I'm not. I'm a computer nerd. I can make a computer do anything.
Yeah, I'm a computer nerd too, but
I'm not a handy person, and I just never really learned it.
I when I bought the house, I didn't know these things, so I settled for a lot with different people doing work in the house, and now I know better. And so now it makes me crazy. I look at some of the stuff that was done that I paid for, and it makes me want to scream.
Well, hey,
Like-
let me give an example of stupidity. So when the tiles were put in, right? So my hallway that comes from the front door goes into the kitchen at the end. So the
Right.
floor, the solid oak floor just flowed right through, right?
Right.
So when we put the tiles in, the guy put a fucking divider like this fucking wide. You know what I'm talking about? The thing that goes on the ground?
Sill. Yeah. It's called a sill.
Whatever it is. So he put this on, and this shit popped up 15 times. So he put this crazy fucking stuff that looks like fucking comes out of one of those big tubes that you have to have the gun thing for.
Okay. Yeah. Caulk.
They put that down, and then we put,
it's called caulk.
Yes. Well, it looks like caulk, but it was some kind of fucking super glue shitty.
It's adhesive. It's
So
construction.
we put the heaviest thing in the house on it. No jokes intended, but you can figure the joke out. So we put the heaviest thing on it, and it stuck. And of course, we did the new floor, and the guy put one of the little dividers on.
Okay.
So next to the little divider is all this ganky cork. This much cork long. And I'm like, well, how the fuck do you get rid of that? And he's like, oh, you have to fucking rip it up and all this other shit.
You got to cut it out. Yeah.
No. So the other day, I just fucking walked past it for the 100th time and said, fuck this. I got a chisel and a hammer, and I went down on my hands and knees, and I hacked all that off piece by piece.
Yeah.
And of course, it took the top of the wood off where it was stuck into the, But dude, we just put the glossy woody fucking.
Yeah, I know.
You can't even see it anymore.
Well, I'll tell you what. You would have saved yourself a whole lot of time and effort if you had an oscillating saw.
Yeah, but I don't have any more of the wood to cut out.
I understand that, but it's not okay. An oscillating saw.
It really even wasn't that long. It was 20 minutes.
Okay. There's a scraper blade that works with that you can attach to an oscillating saw, and it would have scraped all of that out without you having to use a hammer or a chisel. You just push it and it goes and takes it right out.
Yeah,
I don't know how I lived without an oscillating saw. To be honest, those things are phenomenal. And the only thing I don't like about them is the one that I have oscillates at a frequency that fucks with my right ear. Bad. So the new one I want to get is made by DeWalt, and it's battery operated and it's variable speed. The one I have now is just, it runs flat out. And
but does it cut like across this way? So it's trimming the top off?
Yeah, it cuts this way. It cuts straight.
That's what I'm asking, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a
I mean, how much is that though? I mean, it took me 20 minutes, and I was just annoyed at it. And I didn't know how to do it, but then I literally the day before I found a chisel in a toolkit in the garage, and then I'm like, I'm gonna fucking fix that shit. Now I got a chisel,
Okay.
I want to go back to my bathroom. So my bathroom has a jacuzzi, and it's got all the tiles, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're supposed to do with this. So the shower that has the big pipe on it, the shower handle, right?
Mm-hmm.
That had a leak on it. So I had to get to the other end of that to disconnect that and replace that. Right?
Yeah.
I had to take a tile off the fucking side of the jacuzzi because they didn't leave any kind of access to the thing to turn the water on and off.
You have no way to access the panel to turn the water off to the bathroom?
No. Well, no, I'm sure. Yeah, but to disconnect that metal pipe, that's inside the fucking tile.
Oh, brother.
So even turning the water off, yes, I can go down to the basement and turn water off for the whole fucking house. But
not locally.
Right.
That I don't have a way to shut mine off either. I need to shut
inside that tile, it's all there. You can do it all.
Okay.
Your computer is fucking blue screening out.
I know. That is an oscillating saw.
Okay, I see it, yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's an oscillating saw. That blade acts like a chisel, and you just push it along, and it cuts everything. They use those in the operating room to cut bone.
Yeah. What is the dumbest thing that you found in your house after you bought it? And even if it took 5 years for you to notice it, what is the dumbest thing that you said, that last guy to own this was a fucking moron? There's got to be something that stands out in your head where you're like...
My electric panel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the electric panels beyond a doubt is that, dude. When you turn a light on in one room, it shouldn't turn a light on in another room. And not just that, but there's 6 bulbs on the chandelier and only one came on, and very slowly at that.
I thought those were wired inside the head of the chandelier, so you only have like one power thing coming out of it.
That's what I thought. I have no idea why that would happen. None. In fact,
you can get chandeliers where it has like, say it has 8 things.
I know what you mean.
Where you can make it so only every other one comes on, right?
Yeah.
But I've never heard of just one
bulb.
That is.
I brought the electrician and I said, "You see this?" And he goes, "What?" I go, "Watch this." I said, "You should tell me what you think." And I turned it on. He goes, "We're gonna be here a while." Swear to God. Yup. It blew me away. There's some stupid shit that I noticed what they did. Like when I bought my house, there was a full bar in the basement.
Okay.
But it was the dumbest looking thing you ever saw. It was like a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. And
kind of like the bar they had at the barbecue place in the corner.
Maybe, but there was no way to get into.
And then that went against the wall. Yeah. Actually went in the corner of the room.
It was 2 levels with shelves that went like, it was very odd. And I kept it until we ended up having the sewage flood in the basement. And then it all went, but then it was all redone. But I noticed that. What else was stupid?
I have 3 windows in my basement I have to replace because every time it rains, the water pours in them.
Oh, another thing was the kitchen cabinets. They were done the old school way where they were just front frames that were attached to the wall with like plywood on the side. So when you'd open up the cabinet, it was all wide open. Like there was no shelves. It was all just wide open space. So that was a thing.
I'm trying to think. I think I've covered everything in my house.
Yeah, there was some dumb shit.
I'm trying to figure out how to clean the fucking. I guess if I had an 18-foot ladder, I could clean the fucking fan up there.
Yeah, or you could just get a duster attachment for your bulb.
No, I did that, but it's still like some dust. It needs wiping.
I'm surprised you don't have a person who does that.
Yeah, it's my daughter's boyfriend when I encourage him, and it takes weeks.
Oh, well.
And he was the one who got the ladder for me to change the fucking smoke detector.
Okay.
Which he had in his truck the whole time after I said, I need to do this 3 weeks ago,
Your daughter's boyfriend has a truck?
Yeah, he works for, it's his work truck. He works for new construction.
Okay, well then. Oh, now I know who should be nameless.
No, not him.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'll tell you another
Let's put it this way. None of my relatives live in America, so if a relative did it.
I'll tell you another dumb thing I found in my house. They put plywood over porcelain tile in my downstairs bathroom.
Oh, I've seen that. At my old house, we did the siding and we found fucking, what's those tiles that are made of that fucking asbestos tiles?
Yeah. My house had aluminum siding put on, and they must have did blown-in insulation when they did it because they cut holes through the house from the outside.
Blasio says hello.
Oh, hello. And they blew the insulation in. Now, when I had the electricians come and run the wire, they ran it from the panel up through the dining room wall, up into the bedroom upstairs. And when they opened up the space at the bottom in the basement to go up the wall, all the insulation came dropping out of that bat on them. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I remember when I did the house inspection when I bought this house, all the fiberglass insulation is in backwards in the whole garage.
Wait a minute. The furry side is out?
Huh?
The furry side is out?
Yes.
You have to cover that with plastic, don't you?
No idea.
There's plastic sheeting, and they put on each stud.
Someone told me that it's not effective that way. It needs to be reversed. Is that true?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You need to cover it with plastic.
No, well, my garage is like you know how garages are where they're like loosely sheetrocked, and no one bothered to paint them, and they've got like the lines where the guy sanded it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have
like that. Some of it's just the frame.
It's just like I think it's like what is it?
I've never put my car in my garage ever. All my shit is in my garage. Every time I clean that out, people start piling shit in it.
Wow.
I cleaned that out really good. And then as soon as, my daughter had her son, there's fucking toys and clothes and bollocks in there, you know?
There's bollocks.
Yeah. And my attic, right? My attic, I always said, was only for seasonal stuff. So like the Christmas decorations are out there, Halloween, fucking
right,
all that shit, you know. And then I go up there and I'll find something else. I'm like, what the fuck is this doing up here? The other day I went in my studio and there's fucking two fucking hampers of clothes in my studio, and I'm like, that shit is coming out here. You can take that in your fucking room. My studio, just because I haven't been in there in a while, you fucking think you can sneak shit in the door?
Guess so.
Yeah.
All right, dude, it's 10:19.
I don't care. I'm having more fun doing this.
I know, me too. It got weird. There were too many people last night and the other thing. But no, I gotta Roseanne just got home, and so I wanna spend a minute with her at least. You know what I'm saying? So let's meet up on the other side.
Yeah.
In a little bit.
All right. Well, that was fun.
It was fun.
You know, we talked about some different stuff.
Yeah.
You
completely different stuff. That was good though.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have to send these videos to Sirius and pitch a show.
That would actually be pretty good. Well, you know what? We have to do that with that in mind, because that would be good.
You know what I wanted to
Dino and fucking Rich. Ugh.
In my studio, I wanted to put in right now I have a big table that the podcast was in the middle of the room, but I moved it to the end, and then I don't know if you saw it last night. I green screened one wall. Yeah, but what I want to do is I want to take that table completely out, and I want to put a horseshoe shape, with very thin tables up to the wall, so you can all the people sit behind the horseshoe, and there's black behind them or green screen. And then in the middle, because the tables are going to be short, they're not going to be massive. They're going to be like that wide. And then I'm going to put all the cameras in the middle. Kind of like, you know, I think Chip Chipperson podcast, I think, is set up kind of like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So I want to find where I can get 3 tables, but I only want them to be that wide, and I want them to be long. And then I'm going to put one at the end of the room with people to sit behind it, and then 2 here, people sit on the side, and then here's a camera point to that guy, a camera point to that guy, a camera point to that guy.
That's good.
That's what I want to do.
Sounds like a good idea.
And I bought the fucking rocket ship computer that has all the I don't ask me what they are, but it has all the crazy video cards in that work with Wirecast, and it does all the green screening without even blinking, you know, and it does Skype, it imports. You can import video and stick it into certain places on the screen. You can do all that crazy shit. So I have all that software. The one thing I haven't figured out, and if I do that L-shape thing, I'm going to, on where the camera is, right above it, I'm going to put an LCD TV, not TV, you know, a computer monitor.
Right.
So that the screen, when I'm changing the camera angles and shit, the only thing that's on the table is the keyboard and mouse. And I'm going to put the screen for it.
That's perfect. And if it's wireless, that's even better.
But the point being is right now when I'm doing the podcast as it stands, I'm always looking down at the screen to change the camera angle. I'm moving in the guy that's on the Skype, doing all this shit. But if I put it right next to or above that camera, it's not going to be that obvious what I'm doing.
That sounds like a plan. Dude, I want to see that.
Even better, I could fucking put a auto cue piece of glass.
Hold on.
Is that the dog?
Yeah, I backed the chair up on his tail.
But yeah, you know, put a an auto cue piece of glass so that the screen for the computer is actually in front of the camera.
Okay.
No, you know what I mean by an auto cue, right? What do they call in this country?
I know what you mean.
Where the newsreaders read their fucking news off of, and it's right, but it's right in front of the. When they're reading it, you can't tell they're reading it unless you see their eyes going left and right. But it's looking right into the camera. If I was to put that screen on that, no one would ever know that I'm working the cameras, you know?
Like a heads-up display.
Yeah. Yeah, so that
makes sense. All right, Iggy saying goodbye.
Bye, Iggy. All right.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
All right, let's disconnect Facebook. Have a good one, guys.